Hi, my name is Keenan McGill, and I'm with the Girl Scouts at Santa Central Council. So, project management is a fundamental part of making sure your Girl Scout Gold Award goes to plan, and the most important part, probably, of your entire project. So what exactly is project management? Project management is basically the way you make sure that your project goes exactly how you want it to. It is from the top to the bottom, how you want to run it, and how you do run it. So, what are the steps and what are the parts of project management? The first thing, and probably the most important thing, is your goal. So your goal is kind of like the center part of your project. It is the focus, it's what you want to accomplish, it's what you want your project to represent. The way you achieve your goal is your critical steps. So these are the steps that absolutely 100% have to happen if you want your project to take place. What needs to get done? The next thing is a timeline. A timeline is basically your ones, twos, and threes of exactly how you're going to do it. You put what you need to get done against a time schedule. This can be weeks, or this can be months, or this can be days, but basically when things need to get done to make sure your project stays on time and everything gets done. The next thing is your actions and your owners. So actions and owners are basically the actions you need to get done next to the people who need to do them. So your actions are owned by different people, hence the terms owners. The next thing is your pre-decided method of communication. It's really important to have one way that you're going to communicate with all of the people in your group. This can be through things like Trello, it can be email, it can be, a Google Doc if you really want to, but it has to be one set way where you're getting information out to everyone. You don't want to have to be switching through a bunch of different mediums. The next thing is potential risks and how to address them. This kind of ties into your critical steps. But basically, potential risks are things that could really mess up your project, and there might be things you can't exactly control. So let's say you want your event to be held outside. Well, what if it rains? And then you cover how to address it right next to your potential risks. So that way, if something does go wrong, you've already addressed it ahead of time. The other thing with potential risks is that while there may be a lot of risks in your project, it doesn't have to stop you or subdue the things you're doing. You can be really ambitious with your project as long as you understand the risks that come associated with it. Some tips and kind of tricks is to revisit your goal. Throughout your project, it can become easy to lose sight of exactly what you are aiming for. So remember to revisit your goal, make sure every action that you complete has to do with your goal and has a purpose in your overall plan. The next thing is making sure everyone is aligned. Make sure that everyone you're working with understand A, what you're doing, and B, how you're going to do it. That way you can make sure you don't run into issues later on. Just make sure you send out regular emails or regular communication to everyone who is involved with your project. And number 3, trust but verify. What this means is you have to have a lot of trust in the different people you're working with, but that doesn't mean you can't check up on what they're doing and ask to see what they're doing to make sure that it's actually getting done. Thank you. Good luck on your Gold Award.